They ignored the fact that you got chartered flights because of this girl. They ignored the fact that ratings were going through the roof because of this girl. Instead, they resented it because they said, yo, we were doing stuff long before Caitlin Clark got here, and y'all wasn't paying attention then. But now the young white girl comes along and y'all want to sit up there and shower all of this praise and all of this attention that was earned before she ever came along. The resentment is understandable, but it's not about Caitlin Clark. It's about what she represents. My point is, grow up.
Chartered flights, record-breaking ratings, sold-out arenas, all because of one player, Caitlin Clark. And yet, instead of celebrating this once-in-a-generation star, the WNBA is drowning in jealousy, controversy, and scandal. And now, Stephen A. Smith is absolutely destroying Angel Reese for her latest stunt, humiliating her on national television and declaring what fans have been whispering all along: she's no Caitlin Clark.
Find out what the rest of the WNBA is going to do in terms of popularity. Yep. You've been saying up and down that, whether tacitly or directly, that, she's getting too much shine, even though we respect and what have you. We deserve our shine. Well, now's a perfect opportunity for you to prove that. If not, acknowledge her impact on the financial aspects that she brings to the table. Adopt the mentality that a rising tide lifts all boats, and learn to have an elevated level of appreciation for what she has brought to the game, and assist her in making the league even more profitable.
On ESPN's First Take, Stephen A. Smith erupted like never before. He called out the league, the referees, the commissioner, but he saved his sharpest words for Angel Reese. In his words, players like Reese resent Clark's shine and would rather play the victim than acknowledge the superstar who's single-handedly keeping the league alive.
You have to be cognizant that no matter how you step out of your house, you are now Angel Reese, and you will always be picked apart, unfortunately.
She knows this social media. She is not dumb. She's quite a brilliant young lady. She's very smart, very accomplished. And on top of it all, she is in this age where she does know social media exists, and she has exploited it to her advantage. And so when you take that into consideration, that means you're mindful of the imagery and the perception that you're assisting in creating about yourself.
Angel Reese has been accused of faking or exaggerating a back injury, not just to protect her image, but to rebel against her own team, the Chicago Sky. Critics say she's turned every media appearance into a spectacle, leaning into drama instead of dominance on the court.
Unfortunately, though, the celebration in the WNBA, it was cut short yesterday afternoon as WNBA players learned the harsh lesson: be careful what you wish for. Headline at the New York Post: Caitlin Clark sidelined with Indiana Felines announcing shock injury. Keyword: shock. This injury was shocking, but not for reasons that you may think.
While Reese battles criticism, Caitlin Clark continues to break records at an unprecedented pace. Clark's games average over 1.1 million viewers, compared to less than 400,000 without her. Entire arenas move locations just to host Clark's games. Meanwhile, Reese's name trends not for dominance, but for drama.
Fanatics also reported a 100% increase in sales for WNBA-specific merchandise. It started with Caitlin Clark. And so now that we know all of this, and we've known that for months, now we get to turn around and look and see what exactly is it that the league will do.
Stephen A. didn't stop at Reese. He blasted the entire culture of resentment inside the WNBA. From Cheryl Swoops throwing shade to league veterans complaining about Clark's spotlight, Stephen A. made it clear: jealousy is killing the league faster than bad ratings ever could.
The Clark, Indiana led the league in attendance both at home and on the road. The Fever averaged 17,035 fans at home and over 15,000 on the road. 4 teams moved home games to bigger arenas when Indiana came to town to accommodate more fans. That's about Caitlin Clark. How do we know this? Attendance for the entire league was up nearly 50% last year. according to data from across the timeline, and Indiana led all teams with an average attendance of 17,035. That was up 319% from the year earlier.
Let's talk receipts. Indiana Fever home games average over 17,000 fans. For teams had to move games to bigger arenas just for Clark. Her debut drew 2.7 million viewers, the most watched WNBA game ever on ESPN. And yet, players like Angel Reese are still whining about not getting enough spotlight. The numbers expose the truth. Without Clark, the league collapses.
Find out. We don't know yet, but I'm going to be really, really interested in seeing, Molly, what kind of effect this has on the WNBA's ratings. Because if for some reason there is a precipitous drop-off, then everybody needs to stand down and recognize the fact that the speculation or the assertions and assumptions about her being the golden goose is valid.
Angel Reese has always been brilliant with social media, turning every feud, every stunt, into engagement. But Stephen A. says enough is enough. He warns that Reese is more concerned with image than improvement, and that fans are starting to see through the act.
Back, Caitlin, if you're going to break a record, to me, if it's legitimate, you have to break that record in the same amount of time that that player set it.
Okay.
Right? So if Kelsey Plum set that record in 4 years, well, Caitlin should have broke that record in 4 years. But because there's a COVID year and then there's another year, you know what I mean? So she's already had an extra year to break that record. So is it truly a broken record?
This isn't just about one player. Stephen A. is exposing the WNBA's biggest crisis, its refusal to protect and build around Caitlin Clark. From soft officiating to jealous teammates, Clark has been targeted since day one. Instead of capitalizing on her rise, the league fumbled its golden goose.
Just when you're asking about Caitlin a lot, you bring up other rookies as well.
No league's ever about one player. That player could get hurt or whatever. So I think it's just to give recognition that in sports, people watch for compelling content and rivalries. And you can't do that alone as one.
In the end, Stephen A. left no doubt. Angel Reese, a distraction. Caitlin Clark, the future of the league. His humiliation of Reese wasn't just about one fake injury stunt. It was a warning. Without Clark, the WNBA risks sliding back into irrelevance. And with Clark sidelined, it's time for the rest of the league, including Reese, to prove they can carry the torch. Spoiler alert, the numbers say they can't.
Became the first rookie with at least 25 points, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds in a playoff game. That was Caitlin Clark. Became the fourth different rookie to play all 40 minutes in a playoff game. That was her. I'm looking at other things. 6 different league television partners. This is last year. This is last season, because this is Caitlin Clark that we're talking about. 6 different league television partners set viewership records that year, her rookie year, for its highest viewed WNBA game. Do you know every one of those games, including the Indiana Fever?
So, what do you think? Is Stephen A. right? Has Angel Reese turned herself into the WNBA's biggest distraction? Or is this all part of the league's growing pains? Drop your thoughts below, and if you support Caitlin Clark, type baby goat over baby giraffe in the comments right now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell, because this story is only getting bigger.
Tide lifts all boats. And if this is the magnetic traction that draws viewers to the WNBA, and her absence over the next 2 weeks due to that quad strain is providing further evidence of that, then everybody needs to accept it, stand down, and ride that wave. I'm going to be really interested in seeing how the ratings are going to look without her over the next 2 weeks. Let's make sure we come back and ask me this exact same question after she's been gone for those 2.
Stephen A. Smith has never been one to hold back. But this time, he didn't just criticize. He humiliated Angel Reese, calling out her behavior, the WNBA's failures, and drawing one brutal comparison. She is no Caitlin Clark. Tonight, we break down the rant that shook the league, the history of this fiery rivalry, and why Stephen A.'s words may change everything for Angel Reese's career.
Know what she brings to the table. But people wanted to hate because why? You had a bunch of players in this league that watched this young white girl come along and take the league by storm. And they resented it because they saw the marketing prowess that she had. They ignored the fact that you got chartered flights because of this girl. They ignored the fact that ratings were going through the roof because of this girl. Instead, they resented it because they said, yo, we were doing stuff long before Caitlin Clark got here. And y'all wasn't paying attention then. But now the young white girl comes along and y'all want to sit up there and shower all of this praise and all of this attention that was earned before she ever came along. The resentment is understandable, but it's not about Caitlin Clark. It's about what she represents. My point is, grow up.
To understand why Stephen A.'s words cut so deep, you have to go back. Caitlin Clark arrived in the WNBA as the most hyped rookie in decades. Her first games shattered ratings records. Entire arenas doubled their seating just to handle Clark's crowds. Angel Reese? She came in with swagger, the self-proclaimed Bayou Barbie, fresh off an NCAA championship, and a reputation for trash talk.
I think Stephen A is 100% correct on this. At the end of the day, you already see people actually saying, hey, I'm not watching for 2 weeks. I'm not tuning in for 2 weeks. And it's really bad news for the Mystics and the Sky, because both of those teams moved those games to big arenas. So it's like, now that she's not playing, what is that attendance going to look like? The viewership, right? The viewership is going to plummet. I already know, because the majority of the people that's watching the Indiana Fever wants to see Caitlin Clark. And sad to say it, a lot of them only want to see Caitlin.
Stephen A. Smith, the most powerful voice in sports media, had been watching closely. From day one, he warned the WNBA, protect Caitlin Clark, respect her impact, and stop downplaying her star power. But when referees let Clark get shoved, fouled, and hacked night after night, with Angel Reese often at the center of the controversy, Stephen A. reached his breaking point.
Everybody was moving Caitlin Clark games to bigger facilities because everyone was selling tickets. There were ratings. It was a ratings bonanza. Now with Caitlin Clark not playing, what do? Well, when you change your situs, guess what? You can't change it back.
Yep.
All
the tickets are literally half the price, and there are entire sections of the stadium that have not sold any.